Hi everybody, this is Pam from Jesus Junk Journals, and just like I have been saying, I'm going to do a series on basics of junk journaling. And so I'm going to do 11 easy steps to junk journaling. And I'm going to go slow and go over each idea or each thing. So if you are afraid to junk journal, or you don't know what to do, or you're wondering about it, I'm going to go very slowly and show you what it is and how to do it. Now, I, of course, have a website called JesusJunkJournals.com, and I sell digital kits, and digital kits are just links that you would get. You get an email with a link, you click the link, and it gives you files to print out on your home printer. It's very simple, it's very easy. And you get sheets. Now, I've already cut these apart, but you get sheets of things like this that you make junk journals out of. And I think, as I mentioned in one of the other videos, if you had art in grade school, you are now qualified to make junk journals. And of course, you know, you can take it to whatever extreme you want. There's a lot of fancy things you can do and maybe difficult things you can do, but it doesn't have to be like that. So step number one to beginning junk journaling is cutting paper. Now, you'll notice I did not bring out the round-tipped scissors from first and second grade, but what I have, these are my $1 a pair scissors, and I have about 25 pair of them in my house. I have them in every drawer of the kitchen because I hate to reach for a pair of scissors and not be able to find them. But I have a bunch of them up here all over the place. And so you'll often see me in my videos using these, when maybe I should be using these or these. But my point is, you don't have to have big, fancy, expensive scissors to do this. Now, these are a pair of Jim Holtz scissors. Jim Holtz is sort of the rock star of junk journaling. He works for Ranger Inks, and he does tons of videos on how to do crafts. And his name is all over the products that we love to use for junk journaling. So these are his special magic scissors. And they're actually they're really sharp, and they're really nice for what they call fussy cutting. It's a term people use that have done junk journaling for a long time. And so fussy cutting is just cutting things out that are really detailed. And so it is nice to have a small pair of scissors. Can I cut and talk at the same time? I don't know. To turn corners and cut into details. I guess I can't cut and talk at the same time. Well, I didn't know that until now. Okay. So, so I'm going to cut, and I'm going to talk, and I'm going to cut, and I'm going to talk. No, I'm not. I'm just going to quickly finish this one and stop so I can talk. But anyway, these are really nice scissors. You can get them at Hobby Lobby or any of the places, Amazon. And there are different brands, of course. Somebody gave me this pair. They're Fiskars, and these are really nice. They're a rounded kind of on the tip and stuff, so you don't stab yourself like with these. So they're cushioned. I mean, so, you know, these are nice too. These are really comfortable to cut with. But I have used these many a day. And so you cut all your little pieces and parts out. And, you know, when you're cutting, it's just like back in grade school, only there's no teacher to grade you on it. Sometimes you get on the line and sometimes you don't. And, of course, you need to get as close as you can. But as I think I mentioned in maybe one of my other videos, but I'm going to say it here because this is the special video about cutting. You can always cover a multitude of... Okay, sorry about that. Nothing like getting a spam call right in the middle of your video. you can cover, as I was saying, a multitude of sins by using distress inks, and that's on another video. Today we're just going to cut. We're just going to cut paper. And the thing about junk journaling is a lot of it is just fun. It's not a lot of thought. You can just sit there and space out. You can watch videos. You can watch TV. Well, you can't watch them actually if you're cutting, but you can listen to them. Listen to a lot of YouTube videos on how to do these things. Anyway, so cutting. So very important. Now, of course, there's other cutting tools that you can use. I was a graphic designer for many years, and so our go-to tool were X-Acto knives, and so I've got several of them. But these are nice. If you have straight lines and you really, really want a straight line, you can lay this down. Use an X-Acto knife. These come with blades that you unscrew the handle down here, most of them, and you take the blades in and out and buy new blades for them. And so you can, and oh, by the way, you want to always keep a sharp blade because, as with scissors or anything, a knife, when you're in the kitchen, just like you've probably learned there, if it's sharp, you don't put as much pressure. If it's dull, you put pressure, the next thing you know, you're pulling really hard and you cut yourself. So always keep a sharp blade. Get yourself a nice big box of them so you don't have to be stingy with them. And here's a couple other designs that you unscrew them here, pull the blade out, and put the blade in carefully and screw the handle back on. And cut with that. Now, they do make rulers with guards so that it protects your hands so you don't cut yourself. But if you're careful, you'll be fine. Probably want to get a metal ruler. This one has cork on the back, so it kind of lifts it up off the surface. And that makes it nice when if you draw with an ink pen or a marker, it won't leave a mark on the side of it and make a mess. So these are super cheap. I've got several of them. I've got a cutting board here. Now this one is a Memory Keeper's glass cutting board, but they also have, my mind's going blank. Of course, Tim Holtz has one in their bunch of products. These were actually at Tuesday morning half price the other day, but they went quickly because I went back that afternoon and they were gone. But you don't even need to buy a glass cutting board. It's nice because they have these lines, although that's another story. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with the lines. But you can get a big sheet of glass, like from an old picture. If you go to the flea market or Goodwill, get one of those big pictures and take the glass out. Put some tape around the edges so it won't cut you, and lay that out. You'll have the same surface you can work on. These are nice for cutting, like if you cut with X-Acto knives and things, cutting down on it. But they're also nice for other things we're going to do in some other steps. So don't need one, nice to have, but I think that's it. I think that's it for cutting. Cutting out pieces. All right, I'll see you next time. Hi everybody. Hey, I have a quick addendum to the cutting, the first step of easy junk journaling, and that is hole punching. So I've got a hole puncher that you can you could get at Walmart or any office supply store. And you'll have a lot of tags and things, and you can do a lot with hole punching. So on these tags from my Heaven kit, once you've glued them together, you're going to want to punch a hole in them. And I just kind of eyeball it and punch a hole. I've also used this, well, we won't get into all the other things you can do with this, but we're going to keep it simple. So, punch your holes. And then what I like to do is also, you can get these at Walmart or anywhere, these reinforcement labels. I took them and stained them. We'll cover that in another video about the ink you can use to stain them, but you can use plain white if you want, or use watercolor or anything to color them. And just stick one of these on each one after you've punched it, and it makes it look like a real label that you've bought somewhere. Now you'll notice these aren't lined up perfectly. So see, you don't have to be perfect. I'm going to show you in another video. Well, actually, gluing is the next one, but I'm gonna, since we're doing cutting, let me just say that once you've glued things together and they're not perfect, you just trim them. Take your dollar pair of scissors and just trim them if you need to. Nobody will ever know the difference. Trim them up as needed. Sometimes you need to flip them over and do the other side. That one looks like it needs a little bit of a trim on this side. And again, the inking that we're going to do in a later video will also cover all those kind of imperfections up. So no worries. Nobody's perfect, and that's what's great about junk journaling. It's imperfect. It's imperfectly perfect. So mistakes can always be covered over or fixed or enhanced. So no matter what you do, there's an answer for it. And these circles, of course, they're not perfectly on the center of each circle. That's okay. If you go and look at labels that you buy where these are already on, they're also not perfect. So people, their eye doesn't really stop on that because we're used to seeing labels like that. So I don't worry about it. I try to center it as best I can. This one I didn't punch. And another reason that it doesn't show is because when you're done, most likely you're going to run a ribbon or something through that hole, and that also takes attention away from any slight imperfections. So that's pretty simple and easy, and look how nice they look. They look like real labels. These are from the Heaven kit. So anyway, that was I think that was my last word on easy cutting. So now we'll move on to the next thing. Thanks.